Today we have the performance review on the Li-Ning Ultra Light 2025. What's up guys, Vinny here with SneakrTweakr and welcome back to another video. Today we have the performance review on the Li-Ning Ultra Light 2025. Now this shoe was sent to me by Kickzone to test out. Now I'm not sponsored by them, nor am I getting paid for this video, and nor do they actually, I guess, have any sort of bias or I guess I should say loyalty to any singular brand. They're just a platform out there that allows people to be able to buy these Chinese brand shoes if you live in the US and other countries that don't necessarily have available markets for these. Like I said, I was sent these by Kickzone. Again, I appreciate them sending these out, and I had a lot of fun playing in these shoes. And there are some great things, there are some not so great things. We'll get to them here in just a second. But before I get started, I do want to mention that if you do love videos like this and you do want to continue seeing our content and be able to support us to put these videos out, please go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you don't miss the next video or the one after that, and engage with our content as much as possible. Share it so that we can be able to be put on the forefront of YouTube and get more and more views, which will allow us and as a channel to grow and incentivize us to make more and more videos. If not, then obviously I'm just taking time out of my day away from my family and wasting it. So please, we do need your help in order to keep this thing going. Without further ado, back to the video. Now the Ultra Light 2025 is an amazing shoe. It has a lot of great things about it. Some things were a little bit bothersome for me, but for the most part, this was an amazing shoe. As always though, let's start it off with the traction. Now the Ultra Light 2025 features a multi-directional traction pattern that's pretty widely spaced out. And the traction for the most part, it's kind of flat, but it's also, from my experience, extremely durable. This, what feels like, features a mixture of rubber and then their GCU outsole right here in the forefoot, and then more standard rubber here in the heel. The rubber, for those of you that like to have that feedback, that squeak, you do get that feedback from the forefoot area. It does squeak loudly. But even better than that, it performs extremely well. Whether you're playing on a dusty court, clean court, it doesn't matter. This thing will grip, and it will grip hard. It will bite the floor no matter the court condition. If there's dust on it, it doesn't really collect too much, and whatever it does collect, because the spacing is so wide, it's super easy to wipe off. And then from there, just go right back to playing. The durability is also, like I mentioned there. Now, I don't know if I would really take these outside because one, again, it's a pretty expensive shoe, and we'll touch on the price later. But on top of that, just the shoe as a whole is not built like a tank. It's built more lightweight, built to be fast and speedy. And these shoes normally, when you take them outside, if the outsole lasts, the upper kind of goes quicker, or vice versa, or simultaneously. So I would say the traction would probably still perform well outdoors, but I don't necessarily know how long it'll last. I haven't played in these outdoors primarily because I was testing these out in the winter here in Utah, and we have snow, and really no one's hooping or anything outside. Now, once the weather warms up, which looks like it's starting to here, I'll probably start testing shoes outdoors if I do find the time to. If not, obviously I'll just base it off the durability on how much I've played indoors and how the outsole has lasted. Again, the traction is super great. It hasn't disappointed me. I haven't really had any moments where I've slipped out, any moments where I've said, hey, this collects too much dust. Overall, great setup. Now the cushion is a little confusing, I'm not gonna lie. On the midsole here, it says Super Boom, which we all know Li-Ning and Wave use, which Wave is a subsidiary of Li-Ning. They use boom technology as far as their foam. It's their ETPU foam. It's a lightweight ETPU. And this one is even lighter weight for sure. That being said, this, from what I got as far as the technology is, it says it's a mixture of Super Boom, or they call it Super Bang technology, which offers more bounce than traditional bang technology. Now, prior to this, I've never heard of Bang technology, so I don't know what that exactly entails. To me, it feels like lightweight boom, feels super bouncy, super responsive. And then you also have a carrier foam called their Light Foam Ultra, which is the carrier foam and what this is housed in. Overall, what they say is this is supposed to feel like Hoka running shoes, but in a basketball setting per se. So the cushion, super nice, super bouncy, super comfortable. Like the step-in comfort is insane. However, I don't know what that, I mean, officially I guess it's called Super Bang, but on the actual shoe it says Super Boom. So I'm gonna assume they're one and the same, but like as far as marketing purposes, I don't really know. Overall though, Super Boom, Super Bang, same thing in my opinion. Cushion was great. You get great core feel, you get great bounce, you get great impact protection. No complaints there. Now, the fit is what I loved and what I kind of hated. And let me tell you why. One, as far as what they told me is these shoes, the only con really is these are not friendly for people that have wide feet or people that have high insteps. I have both. I still decided to size down just because for me, Li-Ning and Way of Wade and 361 shoes tend to run a little long, and after I break them in, they fit pretty well. I still get some irritation here and there, but it's nothing where I'm just like, I have to take the shoes off, can play through it, and for even more often than not, it just completely goes away after a sufficient amount of break-in time. That being said, this one, for whatever reason, I believe it was on my left foot. My left foot is a little bit longer than my right foot, and most people's one foot is going to be a little bit longer than the other. My feet, it's a whole size difference. Like my right foot's an 8, my left foot's a 9, and they told me the reason that happened is because my arch collapsed more in my left foot. So theoretically, I could have been like an 8.5. Again, I don't know. But my pinky toe on my left foot, after maybe like an hour or so, just kind of like got eaten up by like the side right here. But it honestly, I don't know by what, because there's nothing in there for it to actually start squeezing it. It just, after a while, just started getting just beaten up by the side or the lateral side of this shoe. I didn't have any issues with the high instep or the high arch thing. Even though they told me I really didn't have any issues, that was perfectly fine for me. The length was perfect. The width was perfect, honestly, even going half a size down. Again, if you can try this on, I would recommend it. But I didn't really have any issues with it. These, to me, fit the way the regular AR1s or AR2s and the AR1s fit in a size 9, and this is an 8.5. So lengthwise, if we're going Euro sizes, their size 9 is a 42. Their size 8.5 is a 42. So 42, I guess, is my Euro size, and that's more universal for me. But again, this thing, for the most part, the fit was great, but I had that one gripe, and my sessions usually last at least 2 hours. And after an hour, like, I kind of had to switch out of these and play in a different shoe just because that irritation, I just really didn't want to deal with it anymore. Now, granted, I will keep playing in these more and more and see if with more break-in time that goes away. If it doesn't, then obviously that's a remaining issue, but if it does, then that's really my only gripe about it. Overall, definitely a great shoe. As far as all of those aspects, the fit is really my biggest gripe. Moving on to the support and the materials. The materials, as far as the upper, is what's made out of what they call boom fiber. So it's made out of their, I'm assuming their ETPU. And that being said, it's a very lightweight, what feels like kind of like a TPU mesh type of upper. This area right here kind of feels like a ripstop. And then you do have the logo, which is just like a TPU or more like a rubbery logo just for added support. The heel counter is not that substantial, but I mean, it does what it needs to do. Neither are the Achilles pillows, and the whole shoe as the materials and the support go was pretty, I would say pretty good. I wouldn't say amazing, but between all of that, the TPU torsion plate, that kind of goes from here and then it goes a little bit into the forefoot. So it's essentially like a spring plate. Really helps with that energy return, with that, what they call propulsion, and then just overall bounce. You do also have this TPU piece right here that goes on the lateral side, and all of it together worked really well. The breathability was phenomenal. You could actually feel air going through your feet or just being able to have your feet breathe. And these fuse overlays just help with the support as well. The laces, they're these flat type of laces, and the tongue is pretty thin. I mean, they have like padding in certain areas, but whenever you really crank it down, it kind of presses down on certain aspects of your foot. I would say be careful cranking it down too much, but for the most part, I was able to crank it down a decent amount just because I like a really tight fit, helps with the lockdown and everything. And I didn't really have any issues with the materials, the laces or anything like that. I would just say the biggest thing is it's not going to be the most supportive shoe, but it is going to be super lightweight. The materials are going to do what they need to do, especially if you're playing indoors. Overall, the Ultralight 2025 was a phenomenal shoe. It was one of my favorite shoes I've played in thus far in 2025. I haven't played in very many. There's a few other shoes that I'm really loving right now that I'll talk about once I get to those performance reviews. But 2025 has started off with a bang. These are great, and then there's a slew of other shoes coming that, you know, hopefully we're going to review and let you know what some of those things are. As far as the price on these, now the price varies, and if you're going to get it from Kickzone, for a size, this is a size 8.5, and price will vary depending on colorway, depending on size. For this one right now, it runs for about $235, which is crazy expensive. I would say a good, you know, alternative, as much as I say bad things about this brand, they're not terrible, would be the Nike GT Cut 3, especially if you can get them on sale. You can get them in the outlets. They feel as a pretty similar type of shoe, the way they're built. I mean, I have some back there as well, but as far as the way their playability is and the way they're built and meant to perform, the GT Cut 3 is a similar shoe, but you can get it for a much lower cost. Now, if you can get these for a cheaper cost, if you find them elsewhere, wherever you may want to, feel free to. But if you guys are wanting to cop from Kickzone, I've used them for plenty of purchases. I trust them. So I do have an affiliate link down below. So if you guys would like to help me out, obviously I get commission from those sales. If you guys want to help me out, helps with the engagement, helps with the channel, I will leave a code for $10 off on your purchase from Kickzone. Just use the code SneakrTweakr on your purchase checking out from Kickzone. As far as the weight though, this is probably one of the things people all want to know. A size 8.5 in the Li-Ning Ultra Light 2025 weighs in at a measly 9.2 ounces. Literally 9.2 ounces. It's one of the lightest shoes, if not the lightest shoe that I've ever worn and tested out. So for those of you that are wanting a super lightweight, quick shoe, that are wanting something that performs extremely well with reliable traction, durable traction, especially for indoors, you cannot go wrong with these. These are absolutely phenomenal. You put them in your hand, it's like there's almost nothing there. It's crazy light, no pun intended. Sorry, Adidas. And that being said, if you guys have played in the Li-Ning Ultra Light 2025, let us know your experience down below. If there are any other shoes you guys would like us to review, again, comment down below. For more content like this, please like, subscribe, follow, hit that notification bell so you don't miss the next video or the one after that. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.